of Unit 2, Level 1, we're going to divide keys on the piano for each key corresponding with one letter in the musical alphabet, A through G, as we learned on page 21. So 7 is kind of a big number for our brains to conceive of. So we're going to break the white keys in half. So first we're going to learn the 3 white keys, which surround the sets of 2 black keys. And those 3 white keys are C, D, E. And so the very first C on the whole piano, could you find it and play? That's called C1, and you could play C1 with your left hand. And then leave your left hand in place, and then take your right hand and play C2. You have a guess where C2 might be. And then take your left hand, do a cat back leap, and land on C3, just like when we leapfrogged on the black keys. Good. C4, and say the names. C5, or sing the names, sorry. C6. C7, and then C.
And then this was okay. Oh, so finish that one, okay.
And then, so try to sing C with each one, because this is good ear training with piano. It's really hard to get your ear training in. So if you're here, you're going to go C8, C7, C6, C5. Okay. You can't sing 8 octaves as a human, so that's why you just keep singing the middle C pitch over and over again.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And when you listen back to this, if you hear that you're like, C, then you'll be like, oh, I wasn't quite there. And like, so keep listening and trying to match. But your sense of pitch does seem to be good. So try one more time. Okay. So start with your left hand on C1, C2, C2, C. Good, flexible wrist. C4, C5, C6, C7, C8. Then back to C7,
C7,
C6, C5, C4, C3, C2, C1. Great job. And now let's find E1.
Okay.
E. There it is. And say their names.
E1,
E2,
E3. E7. There's not an E8, is there?
So leave this hand here.
Okay.
Oh. E7, and then bring this hand out, up and over. E6, E5, E4, E3, E2, E1. Great. And now let's try and find D1.
D1, D1, D2, D3. D7,
and then back down.
D7.
Oh, always up and over. So leave this one here, and then always up and over.
Yeah,
there
right.
we go.
D6,
D5, D4, D3, D. Look at your flexible wrists. It's so good.
D1.
Yes, good. And so next week when I quiz you on this, I'll say, can you find the highest D on the whole piano with your right hand? And you'll play. And then I'll be like, can you find the lowest D on the whole piano? And I'll be like, now can you leapfrog from D1 up and back down again and say their names? And I'll be like, yes, D1. And then you'll be like, D2, so on and so forth.
D4, D5, D6, D7.
Perfect.
D6,
Good crossover.
D5,
D4, D3. Yeah, your flexible wrist action is so consistent. So that, if you want to grab a pen and write on the page something like leapfrog on each key and say its name from C1 up, or whatever will make you remember, because the book doesn't actually tell you to do what you just did, but that's what I want you to do.
Do I just focus on those 3 notes?
Yeah, just those three. Just those three.
The 2 black keys.
Yeah, yeah. So we're learning the 3 white keys around the 2 black keys this week, and dividing up like this and focusing on one set for 1 week is valuable, because for the rest of your piano playing life, those keys are going to be cemented in your brain, hopefully. And so when you turn to this page, it doesn't say to do any of this, but this is what I want you to do. When you see this page, first, like, do the leapfrogging,
Okay.
find the highest, find the lowest, and then leapfrog and say the names of each one. Try to sing the names if you can.
Nobody wants that.
I really want you to so much.
You want to hear the honey in the voice, huh?
Yeah, but I want to hear if you're matching the pitches. Oh, it's okay if you need to. But now the next thing that I want you to do on this page, I'm going to try to... Oh, it's okay.
It's called 3 times.
Yeah, do you need to...
Now I'm just going to tell them that.
Leave me alone. Busy. Okay, so now I'm going to try to describe with words the next thing you should do. So take your left hand, put your 4th finger on C1.
Okay.
And 3rd finger on D, and then 2nd finger on E. But turn loose of each note after you play the notes. You play C, D, E. And now take your right hand, 1 octave higher, finger 2 on C.
Okay.
And C, D, E. And I again will want you to sing C, D, E, just in the same octave each time with your voice.
Or
C, D, E, C, D, E, crossover, C, D, E, C, D, E. Sorry, my piano needs to be tuned, but it's not going to be perfect right now.
No, I'm not Vince Gill. I can't hit these.
C, D, E. Well, that's what I'm saying. You sing in the same octave with your voice every time, because your voice cannot sing 8 octaves probably. And then if you want to, you can take this hand out and play C.
Okay. Oh, it's with finger 2, right? No.
Yeah. And then B, go back down, but this time you're going to descend and say E, D, C.
Okay.
So try that.
Okay. So
C, D, E, C, D, E, C, D, E. Keep those knuckles curved. C, D, E, C, D, E, C, D, E, C. And then E, D, C, E, D, C. This knuckle is so consistently curved. Oh, E, D, C. Yeah, and so you noticed how here you said E, D, C.
But I want C, D, E.
Yeah, and so you could hear, oh, those pitches didn't match.
Right.
So that is what I'm talking about, the value of singing, because you are ear training, which ear training is very difficult to achieve in piano because you play the key and the right pitch comes out. If the right pitch doesn't come out, there's nothing you can do about it. You have to call your piano tuner. So yeah, if you sing while you're playing the piano, that's like kind of the only way you can really develop ear training as a pianist. Like if you're a violinist or a singer, you have to develop ear training. You have no choice because you're choosing where the pitch is. But with piano, you just push the button. So we have to find every opportunity we can to do our ear training.
Yeah.
So that's page 22.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about that?
No.
And I'll just tell you for page 23, the next page here. All you're going to do is improvise. So the rules are you can play C, D, or E anywhere on the piano, any of the octaves, and you can use right hand or left hand. You can play one hand at a time. You can play both hands together. But you can't play anything else other than C, D, E. And you need to keep a steady beat with the track, and you have to start when the track stops and stop when the track stops. See, does that make sense? And try to listen to the accompaniment track and respond to what you're hearing, so you sound like you're playing a song. Try not to just play only quarter notes. Da 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 da. Like that doesn't sound like a song. You want to use both long duration and short duration notes. And a little rule of thumb that will make your song sound more songy is play 4 sets of 4 measures. That's kind of how songs tend to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 4th measure usually is a long duration pitch like a whole note. So you play quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, whole note, and it magically sounds like a phrase instead of random notes. So mixing in some whole notes and half notes with your quarter notes will give your improv more of a on purpose sort of sound, like, oh, this was deliberately crafted to be a song, not just notes that mean nothing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll stop there and I'll add this to your playlist. Let's see what we